don't care who started what, or whether he was winning or losing. Boy, you get a stick or a goddamn brick, get anything, and you knock the shit out of whoever's fighting your brother. Because if anything was to happen to me or your mother, you ain't got nobody except your brother.
Today we're pressing replay on Killer Sheep, on A Filmmaker's Guide to Surviving Authoritarianism. The reason why I love the film is because it is narratively rich and tells a story that I feel very connected to, and that is the existential crisis of an African-American man who's trying to deal with how to provide a better life that's more satisfying for himself and his family. Told in a series of vignettes that's almost non-linear and also shot in black and white. Charles Burnett shot this film in 72, 73 and then presented it as his thesis in 1977 for UCLA. Once the film debuted, there was some hitches. Though it was loved and lauded throughout the film industry, he did not secure the rights to music. So that's one of those early lessons that a lot of filmmakers have about having this music, but not being able to secure the rights or at least raise the funds to secure the rights for the film. But the film itself is the story of Stan, a man who works in a slaughterhouse and living in Watts, Los Angeles, raising a family.
Say, look, man, we're going to do the extra killing. All we want you for is unnecessary details. Just be in the background.
Don't want to hear it.
And the story is so warm to my heart. Stan, in a lot of ways, reminds me of my father, in the sense that my father was an artist and he had these dreams and he went to film school, but he ended up being a police officer. And he did that to secure and to make a life for our family, of which he and my mother has 7 children together. And I remember seeing those same sort of angst and brooding and struggles that my father, that internal dialogue I witnessed growing up in life. And that's another reason why Killer Sheep is something that is so, I feel so connected to, of this black man who has his dreams and really wants more for his family, and just starting to have a conversation about how to realize that.
No, that ain't me. And damn sure won't be. And tomorrow after I cash my check, let's go over to Sybil's and buy that motor and put it in.
Right on.
Now, the scene that I find most, there's 2 scenes in the film that I've always found that just haunt me and live rent-free in my head, is the slaughterhouse scenes, just the sort of brutality of that cycle of life and how sort of numb you become to it, of this sort of, this live and unaliving and taking for this sort of cycle of food source, and how
try living by yourself.
how it became this sort of metaphor of black existence in America. So it's one of those things that visually stark for me. But also the scene where the 2 men approach Stan about getting him involved with a crime, of which he was told that someone told him that he's okay with unaliving people. And Stan is just completely confused and trying to understand why this family man who has, with struggle, it is actually being quite successful in bringing up this family, has this devil on his shoulder trying to drag him down to stop him from being this respectable person.
It's a 1 to 5 proposition offhand. Me and him face a dark day if we have to go before the magistrate.
Hey man, look, I don't want to hear this.
No, I don't want to hear it. Wait a minute, let the man go tell him to tell you.
And to me, this movie always just reminded me of my father and his struggles. So it's a very personal film for me, but for everyone else, and particularly since we're in Black History Month, I think it's one of those wonderful films that you should revisit. So I say definitely press replay on Killer Sheep. It's part of the Criterion. You can catch it there. You could also catch it. Some people have very sort of extensive libraries themselves, so you could watch it there. And just, if you get a chance, check out this film.